shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. Downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Andy, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so
I'm Amy with Kindred Nutrition, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, good morning, Frederick. Today is Friday, April 4th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. How are you today? I have a fat lip. I got my stent removed yesterday, and I don't know what they did when they put in my IV, and they gave me a fat lip, but here I am. But it's all out. I'm all done. I'm all done with all that debacle, which was great. All right, today we're going to have the morning roundup with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD. Also going to highlight some of the events going on this weekend for you. And then we have Amy Gregor from A Mother's Rest. I got to go see the inn, and it is spectacular. And then we're live with Joe Bradshaw, number 33 from your Frederick Flying Cows. They have a home game tonight, and we're going to chat with him about what it's like to be in Frederick. I believe he's new. So buy the merch. When you buy the Good Morning Frederick merch, A Mother's Rest benefits. And once you see this place and hear the stories, you're going to want to do that. Plus, you get something cool. You get something cool. They get a little bit of money as well, which is great. The shop at 401 North Market Street is open 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you can't get there today, come tomorrow, first Saturday in downtown. We're going to have so much stuff going on, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. We really hope to be able to give A Mother's Rest a nice little donation at the end of the month. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget about our podcasts. Let's go ahead and get Friday rolling. Thanks to our show's sponsor, Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard of Frederick. Open daily, noon to 9 p.m. You can also get a hot pretzel along with your Italian ice or frozen custard. And if you can't get to Rita's, they can come to you. You can order on Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. But download that app. That will allow you to circumvent all the lines. You place your order through the app, and then you just walk right up to the little side window You're just going to go straight there. You got to love it. And Rita's can also cater if you want. There's no reason not to have Rita's. All right, let's see what Bob Miller has to say to wrap up this Friday.
Morning Roundup is sponsored by Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating, vinyl wraps like on the Good Morning Frederick car. Also, customized leather upholstered car seats. They can take care of all your aftermarket enhancements. Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland, accessories for any lifestyle. Find them on Urbana Pike or at autotrim-md.com.
Good morning.
Oh, got to turn the microphone up. Hi there. How are you? How did the stent removal go?
Well, I have a fat lip. They gave me a fat lip, so I feel like I'm talking very weird, but yeah, it went great. It was easy peasy, really. And they were like, as soon as I woke up, they're like, wow, she's ready to go. I was like, all right, time to get me out of here. I'm good. They're like, you can stay.
I have an interview to do.
Got stuff to do. I did have an interview to do. And, it was easy. It really was. They were great. But the girl who put in my, you can't really see it there, but
I can see it.
Was a little rough on the veins. They're very sore this morning. So yeah, I've always had problems getting IVs in and out.
So you're not. So you wouldn't be a good IV user.
No,
heroin user.
No,
okay, well that's good. That's good. That's good.
I hate that. And B, my veins are terrible. I don't know why, but
I have good veins, but I have the one, and I'm like, there's like one that sticks out in your arm that I have. And then the vein that you're supposed to use kind of sets to the side of that. And I've seen people try to go in. I'm like, hold it. That's not the right place. And they're like, well, I think I know. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's over here. And I'm like, my mother-in-law was a nurse and she was able to hit it. The people that kind of start jabbing you and start going, I need to go somewhere else. I'm like,
this one put in and squiggled around trying to find it. It was painful and it was in a weird spot. So it's just, I was uncomfortable, for the couple of hours that I had it in. So
yeah, well, I feel sorry for you, but I'm glad it's all done and you're ready to go. Did you get the letter from FHA?
Yes, we all did.
So yeah, I had a friend of mine send me a copy of it about, could be, your name, your address, your date of birth, your social security number, your medical health care information, all of that. Maybe, but we're going to give you a free year of computer, what do they call it? Defense.
Online checking, sort of thing. Yeah. Look, I mean, my husband's in the industry and he's like, oh, they should have sent this months ago. And I'm like, well, sure they're following the law. I'm sure the law gives them time. And yeah, it's quite interesting, but
well,
our own government has been hacked. To be honest, I know my stuff is probably out there somewhere, and it's not worth anyone taking, really. So
right. Me either. But you know what? It's interesting that you get the letter right before the thing comes out that they're being sued.
No,
so,
I didn't see that. They're being sued.
Yes, it's they are being. It's the front page news story this morning. They are being sued. Lawsuits say that they intentionally omitted that the data systems were vulnerable to attacks, failed to protect the patient data from cyber criminals, and didn't properly notify those impacted by the ransomware attack on a hospital in January. So it's filed by a lawyer out of Chicago, Illinois.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is this do you feel like, obviously if it's a firm out of Chicago, do they just walk around watching for breaches for these hospitals and then go in?
Kind of the new ambulance chasers,
It is. Yeah, it is for sure. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Well, it's bad. It's a bad look. The way they handled it. I don't know if I told you guys this either. When I went in, I found out that the emergency department of Frederick Health is not Frederick Health employees. It's a subcontractor.
Mm-hmm.
there. And so, I was telling somebody that, because I had a terrible experience in the emergency department, as many people do. And I think it's important for people to understand that's not really Frederick Health, because I think that's bad too. So they just have a lot of things I think they need to straighten out. I don't know.
So I will tell you, here's a quick story, because I spent like a month at Frederick, but it wasn't Frederick Health back then. It was Frederick Memorial Hospital when I had my pancreatitis and I had my gallstone, all those problems that I had. So I got sick at the radio station. I was on the air, and afterwards I'm like, something's not right. My gorgeous wife says you should just either make a quick call to the gastroenterologist or go to the hospital. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the hospital. Ended up being admitted into the emergency room. I'm throwing up. I feel like I'm going to pass. Something's just not right, of course. So they're taking me. Linda comes down and my daughter came down, and we're all in the room, and I'm heaving in a bucket, all the wonderful things as you're eating your breakfast. And they put me on a gurney, and they're going to wheel me upstairs, right? And so the guy's wheeling me upstairs, and he looks at my chart, and he goes, oh, I listen to you all the time. And I'm like, you're not catching me at my best. So I got up in the room, and Linda put stuff on the area on whatever, and I had people coming up, and I had this little wonderful nurse on my floor, and she comes into me finally one day, and she goes, "Are you a big deal?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And she goes, "I have people from every floor calling and asking about you." And I'm like, "Well, I'm on the radio." And so she's like, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "What station?" I told her. She goes, "Yeah, I don't listen to that."
Well, I have to tell you, the anesthesiologist I had yesterday listens and absolutely loves the station. And so that was really funny as well. So, yeah, it is. It's funny.
Real quick, and I'll let Chris talk. My only story about going into the hospital, and the doctor is no longer with us. He passed away, Dr. Greif. But I had appendicitis. Went in, and the lady takes me back, and I'm like feeling pain, and my wife's there, and she got to go back to whatever, the MRI room or whatever. And Linda's like, "Well, what's the deal?" And she goes, "Well, I'm not allowed to tell you because, and she goes, "Okay." She goes, "But he ain't going home tonight." And so they put me on these drugs. And so I don't know if you ever met Dr. Greif, but he was a huge man. I mean, like 6'3", 6'4", maybe 280, 290. He was just big. Hands like this, they were huge. And he comes walking in. It's like, I don't know, it's late. And he walks in, and he's got like a lumberjack shirt on, right? And boots that are untied. And I was just looking at him, and I'm like, "Well, it's late at night, and you got called in, so you ain't leaving until you make some money." He goes, "Yep, that's right." So wheel me in. They wheel me into the operating room, right? And they put you out like Jesus. You're on a board, and I'm like, I asked if I could pray. And so I prayed for them to guide their hands and blah, blah, blah. Don't make any mistakes. And this is why I loved him. He looked at me and he goes, "Well, thank you for that." He goes, "But if I do make a mistake, you're never going to know it." So that endeared me to him. I like that. I have to have that in my life. And so, yeah, then he did a great job. And that was near Father's Day. And I went afterwards. Pete Gilotte's not on, but right after my appendectomy, we had a car show and a thing, and I DJ'd it like 2 days afterwards after having my appendix out, and it hurt so bad. I don't know why I did it, but there you go. Now I'm done. I'll let Chris talk.
Yeah,
well, actually,
invincible. Go ahead,
Bob Miller. I have a question for you here. Listen to that story and listen to your doctor. You describing him? Is your doctor the brawny paper towel guy? Because that's who it sounds really like.
He looked like it. I'm telling you. He did. I mean, he passed away a couple years ago. So but he was just he was just huge. I mean, it was just. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious! How big of a hole are you gonna cut?
Even just to get his hand in there.
Right? It's like, you know, a jackhammer.
Dainty little hands.
Yeah, but they only put nowadays, man. They just do those little tiny incisions, and they got the little gizmos, and out it comes. So,
yeah.
You know what? And you said this doctor, may God rest his soul, he had big guy, big hands, right?
He did have big hands.
Just be glad he didn't give you the one finger glory checkup, because that would have really been bad. I mean, I'd have to say, yeah, doc, give me somebody with smaller hands and smaller fingers, please, if you're going to give me that prostate exam.
Lord, happy Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Danny. You got to hear some of the stuff we say on the radio in the morning. So, yeah. Anyway, good morning, all. How are you?
Great.
That's good. So we had a feel good story. I don't know if Bob, did you mention our feel good story?
I did not.
Okay. So we had a feel good story today. I don't know if you've seen this particular dog, Danny, but there was a dog that was running around our station, and everybody thought that he belonged to a homeless person because, well, it is 40. Unfortunately, a lot of homeless people are 40, but and it turns out that this dog did have an owner. Was separated from his owner for 2 years. And we talked to the people that the two ladies that reunited the dog and their owners. The owners live in Jersey now, but after 2 years, it had a microchip, and they were able to reunite the dog with its owners. Again, it's a dog that was familiar with all of our employees here at WFMD, because it would, we have that big woodsy area over there, and the dog would run around. Nobody could get next to him. German Shepherd. And they trapped them and found the owners. So an amazing story.
That's awesome. And I heard you had my good friend Shannon Flannery on the show yesterday.
Yes, and
she was awesome.
And she loves Bob now, because Bob put him over the edge of, I think, 164, which was great until Bob gave his political opinions. Then he got kicked off because he started a fight on there. No, I'm kidding.
Yep. I got shamed and got booted. No, I did not. I did not.
But I didn't know. I was shocked when he told me he wasn't a member of that group.
Me too. I know.
I'm not hip and cool like you guys. I'm sorry.
We bring him to the party eventually. It's all good.
That's right. Kicking and dragging. Doesn't matter.
Great interview, and so excited. Our own Frederick Morning Mayor is going to be back where he belongs, here in Frederick next week. So we wish him definitely safe travels. Him, his wonderful wife Linda, and of course their child Meatball, who'll be joining. And you know how much that Bob loves dogs. And if anybody ever tells me that Bob is a dog hater, I can tell you right now, he fixes air conditioning specifically in his truck for Meatball. So I don't want to hear any garbage about Bob not loving animals.
$2,000 so he can feel comfortable driving down the road. There you go. I told Chris this is kind of, I called up the what do you call it, Chris? The cable company, the internet provider. Got some girl in Texas, and I'm like, I'd like to cancel my service. Oh, well, we're so sorry to see you go. Are you moving? Yes, I am. Where are you moving to? Well, it doesn't really matter. Your company's not there. Well, you don't know. We might have a provider that we can use for you. Could you tell me a little bit more about your streaming services? No, ma'am, I'd like to cancel my service. Well, that's awesome. I'm working on that right now. But if you give me the opportunity, I think I can cut your bill down a little bit. Would that make it so you would stay with us? No, ma'am. I would like to cancel my service on this date. Well, thank you. But do you have a cell phone service? We do provide a nationwide cell phone service with 5G. And I'm like, I want to cancel my service. Well, I'm working on that. Did you like the Netflix? Did you like that? I'm like, I just want to cancel my service. I said, on this day, on April 9th, I want it off. I said, I'll even pay you because my bill goes to April 15th. I said, I'm not even going to ask for the couple of dollars back. I just want to cancel my service.
Yeah.
She was not giving it up. That's what they do. She was not giving it up. She wanted that extra couple of dollars.
Well, they they train those I think they're called the retention department, or a lot of places call them the retention department. And boy, they have you read a script like you would not believe. And what makes this funny, and I think what really, and I'll get to news in a second, but I'm going to plug the Morning News Express. I think what makes the Morning News Express so great is people can relate to that. Like, that is such a relatable story when you call a phone company or this and that, the other thing, because it happens to all of us.
It's like a Seinfeld episode. It's like a Seinfeld episode, where he sat there and reserved the car.
Yeah.
And
all right,
real
Chris.
quickly, one more thing I just want to mention. Came to work I promise, last thing, Danny. I came to work this morning upset, a little rough day yesterday. I look down and I see my friend the Toad was standing right in front of the door of the studios. And for those who don't know, I'm mentally not right in the head because I love frogs. I have about 20 of them, and occasionally I will talk to my frogs. 21 right now if I take said Toad home and give him a nice home, but 20 frogs, and looking up at me, it was raining, so I picked up said Toad because I don't want him to get stepped on, and moved them gently to the grass, and I told him to have a great day. So, there we go. That made my morning.
There you go. I did see the photo this morning. You saved the.
Yes.
How do you know? What's the difference between a frog and a toad?
Well, the difference, Bob asked me the same thing this morning, is frogs jump high in the trees, as toads just kind of waddle, and they're usually fatter and they stay on the ground. So that is the main difference between frogs and toads. And don't ask me that question because we don't have time, and I'll have a whole long thing for you.
So I guess I'm a toad because I waddle and I don't jump high.
Yeah. The toad is my spirit.
Oh, man. Okay.
But
so
Frank's going to steal the toad and lick it later because he heard it would get him high.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
What is he doing?
Oh, man. I tell you what, Danny, he was on a roll today, okay? He was on a roll this morning, and sometimes he'll make, and for people that don't understand, when we laugh, we're not laughing to be nice. We really do make each other laugh. And he had me dying this morning to the point where it was embarrassing because I was coughing. And he says, Chris, not only do you talk to your frogs, but you do it in a Kermit the Frog voice. And then he proceeds to do a Kermit the Frog impersonation of me talking to my frog.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Hello. You're my toad. You're my friend.
And
welcome to my house.
Danny, this is live radio, and I'm dying of laughter, and I can't breathe. I'm coughing up a storm, and I'm trying to turn my mic off so people don't hear me hacking up a lung because I'm laughing so hard. So, yes, he was on a roll this morning. All right. I'll get to news now. Frederick police are investigating. Does Frank really lick toads? I wonder. I'm going to have to ask him when he comes in. Frederick police are investigating a reported stabbing Thursday afternoon at around 5:19. Officers were sent to the 600 block of Windview Way. Police say an initial investigation revealed that multiple parties were involved in an assault, and 2 juveniles were hurt. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And a whole blood program has been launched in Frederick County. It began actually on February 13th of this year, following 2 years of planning and coordination. Michael Cole, a battalion chief with the Division of Fire and Rescue Services, says it allows trained paramedics to administer blood to patients at the scenes of vehicle accidents or other emergencies. Now, through this program, whole blood will be carried on our EMS supervisor units, EMS 901 and EMS 902, and administered by authorized personnel who have completed our comprehensive training. I have Chief Coe, chief of the Frederick County Fire Department, coming up this week. I'm going to ask him about that because that's really cool. And finally, a resolution covering the financing of the JLG Industries expansion into Frederick is before the county council. The measure calls for the state to provide $500,000 conditional loan from the Maryland Economic Development Assistance Authority Fund to pay retrofitting 113,000 square feet of space on Progress Drive into JLG's new facility. and taking a look at weather. It's a nasty, rainy day out there. Bob and I always say, if you're out and about driving, put your lights on, even though it's daytime. It is cloudy out there. Depending on where you are, you might see some rain now. High of 67. Could see some thunderstorms maybe a little later on today. So just be aware of that. And then looking at low of 54, taking a look at your weekend, Danny, much of the same. It looks like Saturday, 69. It's going to be cloudy. Saturday, high of 69, cloudy. And Saturday, low of 57. And we're going to have some showers Saturday evening, then cloudy overnight. And to take a look at Sunday, it's going to be rain early, high of 61. Then it'll remain cloudy with showers in the afternoon. And there is thunder possible. So it looks like your Sunday might be a washout. And the morning mayor for the last time for this week, sports, and he won't be on next week. So let's enjoy him now.
Well, you know what happened? I just deleted it. But the
how did you score the Nets game?
Orioles. I had it. I don't know what happened. I thought I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared on me. Let me see if I can get rid of it. Here we go. Nope, it's gone.
The good news is my camera did not fall today. So that is the good news. Okay.
I got it. The Wizards lose again. They've lost 10 in a row to the Orlando Magic. Yesterday they got beat 109 to 97. Orioles got beat yesterday, but the good news is they're going to get shortstop Gunnar Henderson back when they begin their series at Kansas City tonight. Dean Kramer on the mound for the Birds. Nats were off yesterday. They're taking on the Diamondbacks in D.C. And boys lacrosse yesterday, it was Walkersville over Middletown. You always got to love the Lions beating Middletown. I'm a Lion, so I do that. Mason Ambush had 6 goals and 2 assists. Urbana over TJ 22-2. Catoctin Downs Brunswick 18-3. Girls lacrosse, Urbana over TJ 20-4. Middletown beat Walkersville 17-4. Casey Phillips and Alana Orlando each scored 4 goals. Tuscarora over Frederick 15-5. Catoctin Downs Brunswick 15-2. And Oakdale over St. James 17-6. There you go.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, Bob. Have a great, safe ride up here to Frederick next week. I hope your move goes as smooth as glass.
Me too.
We'll be looking forward to having you back in Frederick for sure.
Back in the saddle. Maybe next time you see me, I'll be sitting right next to that guy.
That'll be fun. We got to figure all that out.
We'll figure that out eventually. Yeah. So, canceling one internet and starting up another one. That should be fun.
We got to hear the story, Bob, when you get back in. We need to hear the story. It'll be a good one.
All right. Don't lick any toads, anybody. No toad licking.
No toad licking. See you later. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here we go. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Then we got to fly through the events because we got a great interview with Amy Gregor from A Mother's Rest. And Joe Bradshaw is going to be live right here from your Frederick Flying Cows. All of that comes up just after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves. Double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, because we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shattered family beyond compare.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
All right, happening in Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. They've been serving the area for more than 34 years. They do wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, anything you can put on your floor, they can handle it. Give Atlas Wood Floors a call today, 301-948-9663. That's 301-948-WOOD, or go to atlaswoodfloors.net. All right, remember where you got to go to see all the events, because I am only going to cover what is happening over the next few days. I got a lot coming on in this show. All right, I believe Frederick girls softball still needs 2 rec softball players. I think these are 8, 9, 10-year-old girls who are interested in playing softball. You can reach out to them. All right, tonight, the Frederick Flying Cows are home at Hood College. If you want tickets to tonight's game, text me right now. Text COWS, 888-465-2944. Tomorrow is first Saturday in downtown Frederick. 10 to noon is the Youth Fishing Rodeo on Color Lake. And then starting at 11 a.m. at the home of everything Frederick, we got a ton of things going on. We've got the Sip, Sample, and Shop with Lori from Neora. We've got pop-up vendors with Toa Water, Zoom and Groomin', Helping Hands and Caring Hearts, and Fortress Foundations, I believe. I haven't gotten a confirmation from them. But anyway, we're all going to be jammed inside the shop. We're going to be moving stuff around because I'm not sure how the weather's going to be. Hopefully the rain holds off and we can be out front too. Zoom and Groomin' will be outside in their mobile van doing $15 nail trims on the spot. Also Sunday, Focus Cash Bingo is at the Elks Lodge. Then on the 10th, it is Take Back the Night at Hood College. And on the 12th, the disc golf tournament in Emmitsburg to benefit the Seton Center, and the Cows are home again, and that is next Saturday. I'm going to hop off here because I'll be able to go over a lot of those other things next week for sure. But I really want to tell you who is doing good in our neighborhood. Doing Good in the Neighborhood is sponsored by the Maryland Lottery with tons of ways to win. With hot scratch-offs like Big Money, where a $5 ticket could net you $50,000, or the $2 Monopoly ticket has a top prize of $10,000. You must be 18 or older to play, and please play responsibly. All right, I am doing a partnership with Stroll Lansdale, so I'll let this describe what's happening. Here's Michelle Rankin, and then straight to Amy Gregor from A Mother's Rest.
To the home of everything Frederick, 401 North Market Street. I am with Michelle Rankin. You are do you call yourself the publisher of Stroll Lansdale? That's
yeah,
what you
the
are.
owner and publisher.
Owner and publisher of Stroll Lansdale, which is a magazine that goes out to the community of people that live in Lansdale. Yes. Which is right near Monrovia. Is that in Monrovia?
It is located in Monrovia.
Okay.
And the magazine is by, for, and about the residents who live in that community.
Yeah, very cool. And you, every month, you feature the people, events, and businesses from people in that community.
Yeah, we write stories all about their families, pets, kids, athletes. Honestly, anything that's going on in someone's life, we want to share that with their community.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like their own little personal news of what's happening in their communities. They get to know their neighbors and other people within the community as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like Facebook in print.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. One of the things we're teaming up to do is highlighting a nonprofit each month. And, you know, we're both really passionate about supporting our nonprofit community. And so you call the segment Missions That Matter.
Yes.
And every month you do a feature in Stroll Lansdale of a particular nonprofit.
Yes.
And we here at Good Morning Frederick will be interviewing and sharing that nonprofit with our viewers as well, which I think is very cool.
Yeah. I love this idea that we ask our residents who live in that neighborhood what are your favorite nonprofits here in the Frederick County area? And we do say that the nonprofit either has to be located in Frederick County or serving the population in Frederick County.
Yep.
And they'll give us the details, and then we write the story.
Yeah.
They make the nomination, we find the story.
Well, what I love about this, and I've said this since doing this show now for years in April, I have learned more about the community that I'm from or live in the past year, and I never thought I would ever say that. But you brought a nonprofit to me for April. We're featuring A Mother's Rest.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to actually go visit the property itself, because this is an amazing nonprofit, the only kind in the country.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. She gives caretakers respite at a beautiful property. And they have a few, actually. They have the one in Newmarket, one in Georgia, and I think one in North Carolina.
Yes.
Really cool.
It was, obviously, Danny, you and I both are very passionate about our community and about the work here. And we're really lucky because this community is full of nonprofits. But it was really interesting to learn about a nonprofit right here that I had never even heard of.
Exactly.
And you're right, they do. They offer respite as well as some retreats for different people who are in that caregiving role, and just how important it is for them to be able to kind of take a break and take a breath.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank Stroll Lansdale, and now we'd like to introduce you to A Mother's Rest. I'm with Amy. We are at A Mother's Rest in Newmarket, right on Main Street. What a wonderful place. First of all, I love the story. We talked with Andrea, found out about how her, being a caretaker of a child with special needs led her to kind of design and come up with this place.
Yes.
You are the caretaker for this location.
I am. I am the innkeeper. I am also a client.
Yes, I was going to say. So tell me how you came to know A Mother's Rest.
So I stumbled upon an announcement probably on Facebook. I don't really remember, but I'm going to guess it was Facebook about this respite inn. I was looking for respite for myself. And I reached out, and she said, well, I have a room open this weekend. It's the littlest room. It's Auntie's if you want. And I said to my husband, please, do you got this? And he said, babe, go.
Aww.
And so I came up here, and I was thinking, I wanted respite, but I just kind of I didn't feel like I needed it. I just kind of wanted to get away a little bit. And after being here for the weekend, I realized just how empty my cup was.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about it, why did I have to wait till I was at the end? And so I started scheduling a retreat every 3 months. And then over COVID, and then I started volunteering.
Okay.
Because we opened our second inn in Georgia. So Andrea was traveling from here to there and there to here. And when she would be away, I would help reset or I would host. And then she said to me one day, how would you like to handle the day-to-day? And I said, and it was during COVID. It was when we were kind of coming out of quarantine.
Yeah.
But I worked in the school system before then, and I hadn't been back to work yet. And I said, okay.
It took you that long, right?
Well, I had to talk to my
I
husband
know,
because
of
I
course.
said, you have to be here to get our daughter off the bus.
Yeah.
We have a child that's total care. So, and I was her primary caregiver at the time during the day. And so I said, I'll have to be gone on Fridays to host. And he said, do it.
Yeah.
So.
That is wonderful.
the
What
dream.
a good husband you have, number one.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And, when I talked with Andrea, it dawned on me, and I just never thought about it, really. You don't, obviously, I'm not in the shoes of someone like you where 100% of your time is dedicated to care for your child. And when do you get a break?
Right.
And everybody needs a break, no matter what level of caretaking they're doing. Whether it's a parent that you're caring for or a family member or anything like that. So I could totally understand.
when you walk in, and we were talking about this, you literally do feel, and I don't feel I'm that wound up or need that much of a break, but it's just the place is beautiful, and it really does give you that kind of distraction. Just you're looking around at everything, and you do get that.
The big the big sigh. That's the goal, is that when people walk through the door, not only do they put down their bags, they can put down their baggage.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good line. I like it. I like it. Okay, so you came on board, you caretake here, and I know the needs outweigh the space a lot of times. So, and Andrea was saying that it's really, people should put themselves on the wait list because things change all the time. People's plans change and needs change. So very often there are spots that open up. But so how right now does the inn run?
So our clients come in on Fridays. A typical retreat would be Friday to Monday. Scientifically, it takes 3 nights of good rest to start resetting your system. It doesn't completely reset you, but it's the start. So we try to give...
It's true kind of when you go on vacation anyway. Like you're winding down the first day, you're still kind of decompressing from all your stuff. And Yeah, I get it.
So they come in on Friday, and they're just we run what I call unstructured retreats. There aren't going to be group therapy. There's not going to be, well, there is, but it's not that we plan it. When parents get together and just talk, it's group therapy.
Sure.
And we have some clients that come in and you only see them when they go to the door to get their DoorDash. And that's what they need. But that's what it's about. It's about giving you the rest and or the fellowship, whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, you can kind of make it what you need it to be at the time.
Yeah, we just hosted a bunch of dads last weekend.
Nice.
And they sent pictures. They went to D.C. to the Kite Festival. And so they went out and they, as a group, and they did this whole big thing. A lot of times people will do like a group dinner. They'll all cook together or something like that. And then I've been on some retreats where it's a ghost town.
Yeah,
Whether everybody went out on their own or they were just too tired, or I was just missing them.
Yeah. Well, everything is decorated beautifully. The history of the building I did not know. Andrea didn't tell us about that. So why don't you go into a little bit this place in Newmarket?
This used to be, originally it was a tavern. And, people would come, and the room we're actually sitting in used to be outdoors. It was part of the courtyard. And they would come and they would eat. We have a room upstairs that was an actual meeting room for the 9th District delegates. I'm sure Maryland law was discussed up there.
I'm sure there was.
It's just really cool. We have outside, there's a stone pathway around the side that Andrea and company excavated. That is the original carriage path.
Wow.
So the carriages would come off of Main Street and come around to the carriage house, which is now our garage.
Yeah, very, very nice. What is the one thing, and you can speak obviously as a caregiver and as someone who runs this inn, what is the one thing that just gives you just immense joy when you're here?
The immense joy for me when I'm here is talking with people where you don't have to explain yourself. It doesn't matter if our children don't have the same diagnosis. If I tell you, I was up last night before I got here, everybody just goes, oh, yeah. It doesn't matter why. They just get it. As far as being the innkeeper, my joy is seeing people or hearing, we have a book that people can sign, and just hearing what they've gotten from here, because I come in and I straighten things up and I do the laundry, day-to-day stuff, and then people come in and they, even without a valet and without, a spa and without, meals prepared for them, we've still given them that just moment of rest and peace.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And as a nonprofit organization, you guys keep this so affordable to make it so that families can come, or one or both of the caregivers can come multiple times a year,
right,
and afford it. But because of that means you guys have to raise funds somehow
Yeah.
to offset the cost of not even just what you're doing and stocking the beverages, as I saw you got an order when I walked in, but certainly just the upkeep, maintenance, everything it takes to run a home like
air,
this.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Keeping the lights on.
Yeah, so it's really important if people find this organization as powerful as I know it has been to donate, right?
Yes.
You need people to donate.
Yeah, I think the breakdown is it costs us about $300 per client. We are not even charging them a third of that.
Right, right.
Or asking a third of that.
I think Andrea said like $70 or something. Yeah, that's pretty amazing for something so beautiful here.
And that's for 3 nights.
Yeah.
You can go to any.
Oh, God.
The only hotel you might be able to get for
Man,
that,
I
would be scratching just thinking about it.
So it's for the weekend.
It's for the weekend.
$70 for the weekend.
I think it's 90.
Oh, 90.
Now,
sorry.
But still.
Yeah, under $100
for the
weekend. Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. All right. So is it a mothersrest.org?
It is a
mothersrest.org. You can go to the website. You can find more information out about what this place is doing. The fact that this is the only one of its kind, not in Frederick County, not in the state of Maryland, but in the United States.
Yes.
That's crazy to me. I can't even get over that. Andrea has a second location in
Mount Airy, Georgia.
You said. And is she looking at a third?
We're always looking at a third, but first we've got to cover the first
Get the two going. Okay.
We would love to have a third. We would love to have one in every state because the need is there.
Are there partnerships with other maybe that's where I saw that there were other places.
So this is our flagship inn.
Yeah.
Georgia is our second inn.
Okay.
And then we have porch partners is what we call them.
Oh.
And these are established B&Bs or VBROs.
VRBOs.
Sorry.
Verbos. That's okay. Verbos. Yeah.
That offer us discounted weekends for our
same
families.
thing. Okay, that's where I must have seen like kind of additional ones. All right,
Yes.
so amothersrest.org. We are donating 100% of our proceeds on merch. Good Morning Frederick merch you can purchase at 401 North Market Street in downtown Frederick, Wednesdays to Sundays, 11 to 4, or online, simple, promocircus.com/shop. I'll put all that on screen for you. Buy the merch. You get something nice. These guys get something nice. And really, if you just bought 3 t-shirts, you are literally paying for somebody to come to a Mother's Rest, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So you can do that as well. Amy, I appreciate the time, the tour, the information. Thank you for what you're doing. And I know, as I said, as a caregiver yourself, you understand the other side, but I know what you guys are doing here helps people a lot, for sure. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
All right. Want to thank Amy and the team, Andrea, for coming up with this idea, a Mother's Rest. And really, really amazing place. All right. I think we got Joe Bradshaw, number 33 from the Cows. He's walking into practice now. Here he is. Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Miss Danny?
I'm really great. I know. I don't want to make you late for practice. Coach might make you run some, suicide
You're all good.
like that. But I want to welcome you to Frederick. So what do you think about our town so far?
I love it. It's real close-knit. Everybody's a part of everything. So,
have you been able to get out much?
Yes, ma'am. I actually went on a little jog through downtown Frederick. So, so I have seen the little shops and the mom and pop shops and everything, and it really does feel like a lot of love in Frederick, though.
Yeah, so you just joined the Flying Cows this year so far. You guys are knocking on 10-0, hopefully tonight. What is your experience been in the TBL up to coming to the Flying Cows?
Honestly, I had no experience in the TBL before the Flying Cows. I had a couple friends that played in the TBL, but they were pretty much telling me I landed in the perfect situation by landing in Frederick, though. So.
Oh, very well. That's really cool. So, what were you doing before you started playing here?
Gonna sound crazy. I was actually just raising my son and just working out. That's all. I wasn't playing anywhere for a while, so this is the
Well,
first time I
not too
play under a
bad.
whistle in about 5 years.
Okay, okay. And did you play all through high school? And did you play in college?
Yes, ma'am. So I actually did play in high school. I graduated in 2014, and then I went to college for a year and a half. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I had my son, so then I just kind of just stopped hooping, and real life
Yeah.
set in a little bit.
Well, we love that you've been able to literally rebound and join this team. What do you think of Coach Ed?
Pretty much he's a mastermind, basketball mastermind.
He really is. He's a mastermind of a lot of things, but certainly with basketball. And I'm certain that your teammates have taken you under their wings. Who did you know that played on the Cows before you got here?
So I had nobody too well, but I had actually met Ron Scott by playing in the Ultimate Hoops Lifetime Basketball League. So
Okay.
just seeing a couple familiar faces. I know Ed Dyson from around the area because he went to a high school that was in the same consortium as mine.
Yeah.
But he went to school before me, so I've heard about Ed, but now I'm finally putting a face to the name. So
Oh, very nice. How old is your son?
my son is 4 years old.
Oh my goodness. Is he keeping
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
I'm sure he's keeping you busy and making your hands full.
Keeping me busy and awake. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, look, we really appreciate your time today. I know you have to get to practice, but tonight the Flying Cows are home. I think it's a game at 6. I can't remember. I think the game is at 6 or at 7.
I think the game is at 7 tonight.
All right. Doors open at 6. Game is at 7. Who are we playing tonight?
We're playing the Connecticut Crusaders.
Okay. All right. The Crusaders. Well, look, the Cows are doing phenomenally. If you haven't gotten out to see them, the guys are amazing. They spend time with all the fans after the game. If you have kids, they're going to love it. It's very interactive and it's excellent basketball. Stop by tonight to Hood College. See Joe and the rest of the Flying Cows. You can get your tickets at goflyingcows.com. Thanks so much, Joe. Good luck tonight. We'll see you a little later.
All right, Danny. Hope to see you there.
All right. Oh, how sweet. What a great opportunity. Wasn't playing basketball before and now is on literally the #1 team in the TBL, certainly in our division. At 9-0. All right, I got to get to a couple quick announcements. Those for my great advertisers, which we had to skirt by, and then I'll be back with you to wrap it up for the week just after this.
Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now and get started on your dream vacation.
A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they are right here in Frederick and servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specializes in roofing and siding. They can also take care of your windows and gutters and even build you a new patio or deck. All you have to do is call 301-703-2157, or you can send an email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, as a Good Morning Frederick viewer, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Here it is. Screenshot it for when you need it. A&S Construction. Want to thank her as well. All right, so tons of great stuff going on tomorrow at the home of everything, Frederick. We would love to see you at the shop, 401 North Market Street. We got pop-up vendors. I would love for you to come out and support them. We've got Sip and Shop. I'm going to pick up some adult beverages. If you want to stop by between 11 and 1, we'll have those. We have free pup cups for your four-legged friends and $15 nail trims right on site, thanks to Zoom and Groomin'. And want to thank Shannon Flannery for getting the pup cups in order. I'm going to grab some treats as well. Your four-legged friends will be taken care of very well, but also bring your friends, bring your family, come shop at our pop-up shop. We've got so many great people. Let me just put this back up there. So we've got the Sip Sample and Shop with Lori from Neora from 11 to 1. And then all the way from 11 until 4, we got Toa Waters. Javier is going to be out there with amazing bubble baths and other room scents. Everything he's got is phenomenal. We've got Fortress Foundations, Helping Hands and Caring Hearts. They typically, Helping Hands and Caring Hearts, will have stuff to give away for you or for people that you know might need some goodies. She's really great about bringing stuff for that. And like I said, Zoom and Groomin' is going to have their mobile unit on site to do nail trims. And they're great people to know if you need any, what do you call it? When you're grooming for your pets, coming straight to your house. What I love about them is they come straight to your home. I don't have to put the dog or the cat in the carriers, and then they sit in those crates and stuff at the groomers. You don't have to worry about any of that. All right. That's it for us today. Join us each weekday morning at 9 a.m. You can watch any missed episodes on YouTube. If you love Frederick, you just have to watch this show. And please do me a favor and tell someone about Good Morning Frederick today or this weekend, and stop by and see us. I hope I see you this weekend. Have a great weekend. Let's get out there and be great.